Hi guys, welcome back to Star with Substance and welcome to this Sunday's video. Very rogue because I'm kind of going in cold. I absolutely don't know what direction I'm going to take this video in, but I do know that I am going to be talking about the law of attraction and an unspecified topic. What am I doing? Of which neither you or me have any idea what that is going to be right now. So if you're intrigued and you like the sound of that, then please keep watching. I would say that the topic of today's video is really around inner beauty and the role that I think the law of attraction has played in me embracing my inner beauty, and ultimately, which I think is something that a lot of us women struggle with, is how that's reflected on the outside. I think it's important to give this some context because I think we're talking about a lifetime journey here. As a lot of young women do, kind of grew up not always feeling 100% confident in myself, and that is myself as a person, myself in the physical realm. And I think that the battle has been one that I've had to fight from the inside to then, reflect on the outside, if that makes any sense. I'm at a point in my life, I really don't want to say that. Kevin Hart, Google it. Anyway, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I am coming to really accept myself and love myself. And I always heard that the closer you get to 30, the better you feel in yourself, in your body, in who you are, in your life. And I 100% can vouch for that. I'm not 30 yet, turning 30 later this year. Well, not that much later this year, but I feel like I am the most confident and comfortable in my own skin and within myself than I've ever been in my life. So if there's anything that I can recommend for boosting your self-esteem, it's turning 30. But it hasn't always been that way. So as a young girl and as a teenager and as a 20-something, I've struggled with confidence. I've struggled with feeling 100% in myself. And that didn't really start to change until I started to change what I was feeding my mind. And I genuinely believe that, and that's probably going to be the title of this video, that inner beauty is where it all begins. And I use the law of attraction to feed my soul and feel more beautiful within myself, and I feel like that has reflected on the external. Now that's not me saying that I feel like I'm this beautiful creature, but I feel beautiful as a person inside and out now, and that has been as a result of feeding my soul with a lot of different things, but ultimately love, feeding my mind the right things and giving myself time to process that information and using it to guide me towards the kind of woman that I've always wanted to be. I've rambled a lot because I started this video without really a clear goal in mind as to where I wanted to take it, but I just wanted to be just a chat, just a general chit chat. I feel like I wish I had a cup of tea or something with me. In fact, let me get a cup of tea. Right, so I've got my cup of tea now. I just thought I would showcase my new mug, which has got N on it. I got it from New Look, actually. Very nice. What were we talking about? Talking about inner beauty, I think, is the key to everything. And I think what worked particularly well for me, or what was a particularly key turning point in my life, was really paying close attention to what I was feeding my mind as opposed to what I was feeding my body or my external. And when I started to read more and when I started to consume content, whether that's videos or audio stuff that really fed my soul, when I say fed my soul, really made me feel like my mind was being nourished with good stuff, is when I really started to feel like the person that I've always wanted to be on the inside. So the first book I think that completely changed the game for me in that way was The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And when I read The Secret, I remember finishing it because it was a really easy read, and it is a really easy read. If you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend it. I remember thinking, wow, I wish I had this information my whole life. And it wasn't necessarily that what The Secret was saying was particularly new. These are concepts that I had heard a little bit about or seen people talk about or heard people talk about, but it just came at a point in my life where I really needed to hear it. And they always say that sometimes, you know, you can get a message, but if you're not in the right headspace or if you're not in the right physical space, I think I actually said this to a friend the other day, if you're not in the right place to hear that message, you're not going to hear it. So yeah, The Secret came at a very interesting point in my life, and I think what really made it resonate with me is not necessarily what I was reading, but how what I was reading was making me feel. I watched a video from one of my really good friends here on YouTube, Linda, and her channel is actually linked on my channel homepage, and she was talking about how a lot of the time we always wait to reach a certain point or to achieve something because we feel like once we get there, that's when we'll be happy. We almost put a deadline on happiness instead of the correct approach, which is finding happiness in the present moment. And I think that's what The Secret brought to me and what it opened my eyes up to. It was really around how to find happiness within yourself and within the things that you already have or the life that you're already living, or just, you know, small things basically. And at that point I was like, I made a conscious decision to just be happy and to surround myself with things that make me happy, which was an interesting thing to try and do because I think my surroundings and everything that was going on in my life at the time, there was a lot of change, there was a lot of transition, there was a lot of new stuff, and I was finding it hard to be happy. So it was a great time to just make that decision and say, you know what, despite whatever is going on and despite how I'm feeling, I'm going to look for even the smallest moment of joy in every single day and run with it. And I did. And I think my life took a different turn from then on. Because then I lost all fear, basically. I let go of the feeling that what if it doesn't all work out for the best, or what if I fail, or what if, you know, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And I said to myself, so what? You know, it's not going to kill you, and if it does, then, you know, okay, fine. that is the journey. But I just genuinely embraced a so what attitude. And in doing so, I think I started to attract to myself situations and people and opportunities which spoke to the fearless approach and attitude that I was taking. And these are things like growing my channel from 3,000 to like 10,000 in under a year. These are things like landing my dream job. These are things like moving into my dream house. I absolutely attracted all of those things because I think I was open to not everything going to plan, not everything working out in the way that society tells you it's supposed to work out. I just went after what I wanted, and I started to attract more of that and more things that spoke to the kind of person I was becoming. So, I mean, that's kind of veering off the topic of inner beauty, but to reel it back in, basically what I'm saying is that by what I was reading and what I was feeding my soul and my mind, I started to really feel happy within myself. And there's that quote, I think it's Audrey Hepburn, happy girls are the prettiest. And I truly believe that. I think where I've been the happiest in my life, I have and that has reflected on the outside, and I felt very confident and comfortable in my own skin on the outside as well. There's something to be said about being, you know, having a constant smile on your face, having that twinkle in your eye, and, you know, a lot of people associate that with being in a new relationship, but I associate that with now reading some really good books, or talking to a really good friend, or spending time with people that you love and who give you, you know, they don't take from you. When you are feeling happy on the inside, you attract more feelings of happiness and more situations to bring you happiness, and ultimately that reflects on the outside. So inner beauty feeds outer beauty. I think if you want to be or feel more beautiful on the outside, you've got to do something on the inside. And that is where a lot of us miss out on that work. Yes, there is a lot that we can do in terms of makeup or clothes or hair or whatever else you want to do to kind of boost your confidence on the outside. But if you don't work on the inside, you're just wasting money on things that aren't going to change anything for you, because you're still going to get up and look in that mirror and think, I'm not happy with what I see looking back at me. Whereas on the flip side, if you are spending time with people you love and who make you laugh and happy, if you are, working out regularly, if you are reading and you are growing in knowledge, then these are the things that make you really feel good on the inside. And when you feel good on the inside and you wake up with a smile on your face and a pep in your step, you could never feel more buff. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's that. When I talk a lot about the law of attraction, I talk about gratitude, I talk about asking for what you want and being very specific about it. I talk about affirmations, I talk about scribing, but what I don't often talk about is how much you should be feeding yourself content that speaks to that. So when I say that, I mean, if you want to make the law of attraction work for you and work for, achieving your goals, or whether that's inner beauty, outer beauty, monetary success, love, how much content on the subject are you consuming? Are you reading books? Are you listening to audios? Are you watching videos? Are you attending seminars? Are you talking to people about it? Are you tweeting about it? Are you engaging in the community? I think it's with anything that you want to really immerse yourself in, you have to actually immerse yourself in it. So I think I saw the biggest changes when it came to how I felt inwardly and ultimately how I felt outwardly was when I really engaged in the law of attraction, and I was very clear and vocal about the things that I wanted to attract into my life, and I was able to really turn my life on its head as a result of that, because I was just obsessed with it. I think a lot of people who find success talk about that obsessive kind of thought pattern or mindset where if you really want to achieve something, you have to make it your all. It has to be everything you see, everything you think about, everything you breathe, you live, you walk in. It just has to take over your whole life. And for a point in my life, it did. Like a good solid 2 years, I was obsessed with the law of attraction. If you decide that you want something, then you have to give yourself to it 100%. And there's no way around it. I think a lot of us are scared because we don't want to open ourselves up to failure. And what I've learnt, particularly in 2017, or in the last 6 months anyway, is that if you want anything worth having in life, you have to get comfortable with failure and you have to learn to fail fast and fail often. Which I can say wholeheartedly I have embraced. There's going to be lots of different types of content coming on my channel this year, but you're going to hear a lot about me talking very openly about some of my failures in life. And I think that that's an important part of the story to tell, because I think what people forget is that failure often leads to something positive. Not all failure, don't get me wrong, but I think on the other side of failure is success. And the more you fail and the quicker you fail, the quicker you get to the good stuff, which is happiness, success, love, joy, whatever it is. The law of attraction played a big role in how I feel about my inner beauty and achieving inner beauty and believing in my inner beauty, and ultimately impacting my outward perception of myself. I feel like I've reached a point where I've kind of covered off every topic that I can, as far as, or that I can think of now anyway, as far as the law of attraction is concerned. But if there is anything, and I mean anything, that you guys want to hear about on this subject, then just ask me down below. Like, I could talk about it for years, but what I don't want to do is be kind of broaching topics that just don't interest you. So happy to continue to talk about the law of attraction. Today was a bit of an inner beauty chat, but if you have other things that you want to know how to apply it to, then comment down below and let me know. Please, please, please do subscribe and share this video with all your friends and family, whether that's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. As you guys know, my goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. I know that with any big goal, it was always a team effort. So if you guys can help me out by sharing this video, then I think we can absolutely hit that. I am doing 2 videos this week, so there'll be another video for Wednesday, so do look out for that. Otherwise, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye!